and was talking to Mikey, and Mikey said he was affected by it as well.
All right.
It comes from all different backgrounds. Mikey, Joe Average, Mr. All-American guy Mikey is affected by this very thing.
Yes.
So this is something that I think it can really help everyone out.
All-American Mikey.
That's right.
All right. I want to move to Mexico even more now.
Yeah.
All right, where do you go? Well, I guess let's hear the song.
When I go to a public bathroom and someone's standing next to me, I whip my unit out. I can't pee.
Oh, good.
My bladder feels like it will burst. What a mess that it is gonna be. I stand there looking stupid. I can't pee. I can't pee. I can't pee. I can't pee. It's killing me.
Good.
Back the hell away from me. Let me pee. It started back in grade school when another little boy stood next to me.
There's more?
He looked down at my winky. I couldn't pee. Don't know what's wrong with the little fella. Don't know what it could be. When I have people around me, I can't pee. 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 No matter how much beer I'm drinking, I can't pee.
He can't pee.
I go down to the stadium and the game is tied 3-3. I sneak off to the bathroom. It's just me. Then halftime comes before I know it, and everybody rushes in. I see it hurts to cut it off in midstream when I pee. I can't pee. I can't pee. I can't pee. Stop staring at me. Don't call me homophobic. Just can't pee.
He can't pee.
It's burning me, Lordy be. The pain's so bad that I can't see. I need a little privacy. I can't pee.
Rich can't pee. Just like Mikey. Unbelievable.
Oh dear.
Pee shy, people. It
Paul
affects us all.
McCartney's rolling over in his grave.
He's not dead.
Paul McCartney's not dead.
Alive.
Linda McCartney's rolling over in her grave. Bend him over like many guys have done. As for the hot studs, he's got his eyes on one. He smokes, likes the pot each day. Most thinks that he is gay. Bad Joe is what he will say. Yeah, 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 yeah. When he wakes up, he likes to take drugs. He drives around and tries to find yard sales. He makes us crazy because he's lazy. Every goal he tries to meet, he fails. He doesn't like to pay. He is a bad lay. He's got a DJ business that's never booked. He drives a crappy van. He's got a farmer's tan. Don't ever try to eat any food he's cooked. He likes to smoke pot in his hookah. Oh, in his hookah. Let's do it.
Hey kids, what time is it?
The alarm clock screams and there's a cat bite in my face. I don't want to get up, face the human race. I take a shower, I take a pee, I drink some coffee, watch some TV. But nothing seems to keep my eyes open. Nothing seemed to get my blood flowing. Called up a friend of mine and asked what lights a fire under your behind. He says he spells relief, R-A-Y-L-Y-T-L-E. Have no fear, the gang's all here, so clean out your ears for the morning disaster. They got gas and brass and testes and rock and roll piled up to the rafters. They're really immature and there's no cure, but they'll be your favorite broadcasters. And it's Ray Lytle's morning disaster. It's Ray Lytle's morning disaster. I took my friend's advice to heart. I bought myself an FM radio. Now every weekday starts with a visit from the morning disaster show. And now I spell relief, R-A-Y-L-Y-T-L-E. Have no fear, the gang's all here, so clean out your ears for the morning disaster. They got gas and breast and testes and rock and roll piled up to the rafters. They're really immature, but there's no cure, but they'll be your favorite broadcasters. And it's Ray Lytle's morning disaster. And it's Ray Lytle's morning disaster.
Yes. Hello. Good morning. Yes, hello. Good morning, everybody. It is Ray Lytle's morning disaster. We are here. I am Ray Lytle, along with the very red-shirted and well-dressed Mr. TJ Hart, or TJ, I'm TJ Hart. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm just confused. Why did I just confuse you with TJ Hart? Excuse me.
I don't know.
I don't know. TJ Minor, Mr. TJ is here, and we have Nick as well. How you doing, Nick? By the way, Nick is post second COVID shot. How'd everything go?
Everything went fine except for maybe until 3:00 that afternoon was when I started to fall off the rails.
So you got the shot Friday morning.
Yep.
It was during the show.
Yeah.
You got it like at 8:40 Friday morning, and you said around 3:00. What do you mean?
3:00.
Did you get a fever and stuff?
No, I never got a fever.
All right.
It felt like I did, but I never did. It just felt like having either the cold or a mild flu.
And you just went sort of I'm trying to figure out what you mean by mild flu. Like
it's just like
you just get really tired.
You really tired, chills.
Is it like you're getting severely flushed?
Almost.
Yeah. Huh.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like all the symptoms minus the fever and the stuffiness. You're just body aches.
I'll be damned. So you felt like that.
Garbage.
I mean, yeah. But how long did that last?
Till Sunday, when I woke up Sunday morning.
And then you were back to normal?
I was back to normal.
It was weird. I read a thing about the second shot, and they said what it is it's how do they say? It's a severe reawakening of some immune cells in your body.
Yeah.
That's what it's doing. It's causing that, you know what I mean?
Yeah, essentially that's what they said when they said when they were going to give me my shots. Like you're basically reawakening your immune system.
I'll be damned. Well, so is it for people whose immune system have not been working?
I don't know. I mean, mine has.
Because think about it, if you're like 90 years old and you got this shot, you know, some people's immune system just haven't been working for a long time. It would mess with you.
Yeah.
You know, I'll be damned. What did you hear, TJ? Did you hear TJ got a shot
I did. Jason sent me a message.
Yeah, he got the one shot, the Johnson & Johnson, the
He
one
got
dose.
He got himself a Johnson.
Boy, is it? And boy, he got one dose. He got one dose.
Good for him. Good for you.
Yeah.
Thank you, Nick. I'm glad you're happy for me, unlike some other people I know.
I'm very proud of you.
I'm just saying that. I mean, I got my one shot, right? I got one shot. And then he goes in and gets, and so I was sort of half vaccinated. You know what I mean? Here's what makes me mad. Not you, Nick, because you were fully vaccinated by the time he got his shot. You got your second shot.
Yeah.
So me and Jason and others like us, we had one shot. We're waiting for the second shot.
Don't be jealous at him.
And
That's what
TJ
where he went to get it at. That's what they had.
And TJ
That's not his fault.
He jumped the line.
Jumped the line.
He went in and got fully.
It's anything to be jealous.
He went in and jumped the line and got fully vaccinated.
You are jealous. That's all there is to it. It's
be damned.
Jealous and hatred.
All I know is he's more vaccinated than me, and that sickens me. TJ, how you feeling after your shot? Did you get?
I did get some side effects. Kind of hit me a little harder yesterday.
Yeah.
And, kind of flu-like stuff, no fever, but felt like it. And I wound up taking a couple of hours and went to bed early. And, with all the work that I've had to do over the last couple of days, it's been nonstop. So
You sound a little junked up.
a little bit. I mean, to this point yet still, but that's my allergies with the weather.
See,
and everything.
yeah, I was going to say, it sounds more like allergies.
I have horrible allergies every spring.
Yeah, I'll be damned.
I am a little nervous though, Ray. I think Doran's going to beat me up.
What did Doran do?
She told me to relax this weekend since I had the 4-day weekend and I haven't done it yet. So I think she's going to beat me up when she sees me next for not listening.
Yeah, I haven't talked to her in a while. I don't know. Yeah, you probably should have chilled out if you had a 4-day weekend.
Well,
Good Lord.
I got a guy here now that's actually finishing my well and getting everything hooked up. I'm going to have running water by the end of the day.
I'll be damned.
Yeah.
There were no dead rodents in your well or anything, was there?
No, there wasn't, amazingly. No. We're not filtering well water with mice, thank you.
I don't know.
We're above that.
I don't know. You could be filtering it with the dead raccoons or something.
I told you I don't eat raccoon. It's gross.
All right.
Squirrel, on the other hand, delicious.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Unbelievable. Well, congratulations on being fully vaccinated, both of you.
Thank you.
Congratulations, both of you. You're both more vaccinated than me.
Yep.
Congratulations.
Once again, I'm higher up on my pedestal.
There's no reason to be angry, Ray.
Well, you got to be happy, right? I mean,
I'm happy it's done. I mean, now when this project's finished and my bathroom's remodeled, I can actually start having time with my son again. That's the big thing. I got a couple of weeks as the vaccine takes full effect, but
do you feel now like you're full effect, Nick? I mean, now
What do you mean?
You and your wife, you both are fully vaccinated.
Yeah.
Do you kind of feel like, society can bring it on? You're not going to get me.
Yeah. Even though I'm still wearing a mask everywhere.
Well, yeah. I mean, I'll do that too, but I'm saying that I would feel like, thank God. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Like, it'll be nice to know that I'm not going to suddenly catch COVID and die.
Yes.
Because that's, being fully vaccinated, that's what it means. It means COVID can't,
you could still get it, but it won't kill you.
it's not going to kill you.
Yes.
Which is nice. Well, congratulations. I'm glad you're feeling better.
Oh, yeah.
I was all weekend. I was wondering. I'm like, I wonder how Nick did with the shot. And then I saw a video on TikTok, and I'm like, well, maybe this is an old video. Maybe he wasn't up jamming over the weekend, but I don't know. I saw it was a Foo Fighters video. There's a TikTok video of Nick playing the Foo Fighters while wearing a horse mask, and I was like, well, even if he felt shitty, he could wear a horse mask and play guitar.
That was done. That was done after work on Friday, so I wasn't too bad.
Nick was feeling so much better after getting his second shot. He was running around with a jar of gravy without any underwear.
That's right. I wish.
And playing Foo Fighters.
Right. And putting it all on Only Farts.
With a host mask, with a horse mask.
And the fact that I've lost 15 pounds in the past
look good.
22 days.
I noticed you look good. Is that from eating some way or?
It's been eating and exercise.
I'll be damned.
Like I did a full 3-mile walk yesterday, and then I did some P90X last night.
Oh, you fucker! I mean, good for you.
The jealousy continues.
I'm really happy for you. As I'm eating a hard-boiled egg. Oh, it's wonderful. I'm like eating a hard-boiled egg. And soon starting on grapes. That sounds fabulous. Well, I'm proud both of you guys are vaccinated. Wonderful.
You should be happy for us. Instead of angry that you're not.
I'm happy for Nick. I'm happy for Nick.
Oh,
I'm feeding on his jealousy. I'm really feeding on it.
I'm happy for Nick because he got his first shot. He waited. Got his second shot. So I'm happy for Nick. And that's what I will say.
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I know where that goes.
I'm saying that some people walked in.
Uh-huh.
Some people walked in, get one shot, and get fully vaccinated.
I can't help which one they gave me.
The rest of us followed the rules, went,
I did follow the rules.
We followed our rules. We, took this shot, then the other, and waited, and then took the next shot. That's what I'm saying. I'm just saying. Oh, well.
Don't worry, Ray. You'll get the Johnson & Johnson shot after you do all of yours, and you can be even more vaccinated than I am, right?
I don't think you can.
You're going to get another vaccine to get up there. You go, now I'm more vaccinated than you.
I don't think there's crossing the streams. I think they try to. They don't do that, right, Nick?
As far as I know, I think that might be a bad thing.
Like I got the Pfizer shot 1, so I'm pretty sure it's going to be the Pfizer shot 2. They don't want to cross up their streams.
No, I'm saying you get the Pfizer shot 2, and then knowing you're going to go, no, I need another one, and you're going to go back and get another one.
I'll be pissed that I'll be like, why didn't you guys just give me the first one, the Johnson & Johnson? Why didn't I just get that,
Because it wasn't out yet.
Yeah. Fuckers. They just want to make me wait. Oh, well.
The world is not against you, Ray.
Sometimes I wonder. Sometimes I seriously wonder.
Well, how would you wonder if the world is against you or not?
I'm just saying.
All over a vaccine?
I'm just saying that it sure feels sometimes like it is.
I'm certainly sure that the world is not against Ray.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it is.
All right. Yeah. Oh, well. Well, we are here and ready to entertain everyone through the week. That's the plan. The phone number is 815-414-2125. If anyone feels like calling, then we would love, and I mean love, to talk with you. That's how we feel. Let's get into some of these stories. For example, they ask people what the worst chore. They ask people, what is your worst chore?
Laundry.
And people came up with, you got it.
Laundry really is the worst.
It's the worst. I hate it.
He didn't even let me fully set it up.
Dude, really?
I hate it.
Yeah. Laundry. Number one on the list. Laundry.
I don't mind laundry so bad. Throw it in the machine and walk away.
Yeah, until it's done, and then you have to put it away. It's putting it away that sucks.
Well, okay. I just do laundry for me, so it's not that bad.
Yes.
My beautiful wife, my amazing wife, was doing laundry until like 1 o'clock last night. Literally, I'm in bed. We're both in bed. And my wife gets up. And I'm like, what are you doing? She goes, oh, I got to grab the last load of laundry from the dryer. And I'm like, well, can't it wait? And she goes, it's got, and she goes, have you not noticed that some of your pillows are that some of your pillows don't have cases? And I went, what? I literally didn't even I didn't even realize that I was laying down and I had some of my pillows did not have cases on. I didn't even realize it.
Well, guys never notice that kind of thing, you know. It's like,
but I'm saying my wife was concerned about it, which was very sweet, you know. So she went out and grabbed the laundry at 1 o'clock in the morning. She grabs the laundry and then brings it back to the bedroom and puts pillowcases on my pillows. It just shows how stupid, how ridiculous. I didn't even notice. I had no idea. But she was doing laundry until 1 o'clock in the morning.
Ugh.
Which is crazy. That's the least favorite chore that any of us have is doing laundry. Here's what they're saying in the chat room. Summer says cleaning the toilet's rough.
I would rather clean the toilet than to do laundry.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, I hate dishes.
Yeah. No, dishes are number 2. Doing the dishes.
I hate it. I would rather go out and shoot the dishes with the shotgun and just use paper plates. I hate dishes. Because
like you're at home and you're getting ready to eat, you will eat out of a container or a paper plate rather than a dish because in the long run you don't want to do dishes.
Exactly.
Yeah, for that. Like when I was single, I was not a fan of dishes, you know. It's like, you know, you never wanted to dirty a plate or dirty a glass or anything. It seemed like,
yeah,
when I drank anything, it was usually beer back then, but it was just straight from a can or a jug.
Yeah, you don't want to dirty the dish because then you got to take the time and run the water and fill up the sink and get everything ready to go. You got to clean it. Ugh.
And you like stuff like that because then when you're done drinking, you just throw it in the garbage.
Right. I'm getting at a point where it's even like I like to cook. It's one of my favorite hobbies, but I hate doing it because of the mess it leaves in the kitchen, and then I've got to go back and clean the kitchen.
Huh.
I'm like, ugh, come on.
Let's see. Number 3, cleaning the bathroom.
I don't mind that.
You don't mind cleaning your toilet?
Nope.
Nick wants a clean throne to rest himself upon.
I'll be damned.
It's going to be much better once all my 2 kids leave.
So the kids are the ones who mess up the bathroom?
Oh, God. It's the worst.
Corey says laundry and dishes are the never-ending jobs.
Yes.
DZ says laundry's easy. Cleaning the bathroom and toilets is a pain. Yeah, it's like I said, bathroom cleaning is,
Well, I got those scrubber attachments for my drill, so it's real easy for me.
Oh, well, there you go. Just take the electric drill in and stick it into a bucket of water called a toilet.
Yep.
I'll be damned. So I clean it.
Could be a shocking experience later on.
Yeah.
It's a cordless.
So, because it's lower on its voltage and amperage, you're okay.
Yes.
Like sometimes
I'm not dumping the whole thing in there.
Sometimes I'll go to the bathroom
Oh, no.
and
We opened this door.
sometimes I'll go to the bathroom and it will be such a chore. I mean, I'll be done. I'll be like, oh my God.
Now I got to get up.
Like, no, it's like I get up and I look back at the seat and I go, oh my God, I don't even know how that happened. Like, I don't even know how I accomplished that. And then I'm like, oh, I got to clean this. I got to clean this up before I leave, you know. It's like, it's so filthy that I got to clean it before I even walk out because it's like, I don't want to walk out of the bathroom because I've told you guys before, my wife is very, I don't know what she thinks I'm doing there. She's probably, sounds like she's right. But,
with that description, there might be a reason behind her saying, I refuse to share a bathroom with that man.
Well, yeah, because she checks to make sure it's not too dirty. But sometimes I go, oh, shit, I don't want her looking at it and seeing this. So I have to clean it like before I even leave. And then I get a little spritz down, with the...
Spray your toilet with some cologne?
No, I spray it with I don't even know what the shit we have is. But I'll actually use I clean up as much as possible, like toilet paper,
Yeah.
And then I'll grab we got these things from Core Installation. These things that Corey had, these fucking wipes, okay?
Right.
These disinfectant wipes.
Mm-hmm.
So I take the disinfectant wipes and I, rub the seat, right? And then I look at it like, oh my God, it's still dirty. So we have this spray that I don't know what's in this bleach or whatever is in the spray, and I spray over everything.
Right.
Like, I hit it 3 times. I hit the toilet paper, the disinfectant paper, and then the spray. I'll be like, there's no way this is dirty. Because I feel so self-conscious about it, right? And then I leave the bathroom. And I walk out going, oh, I kicked that stain's ass. I'm like, I kicked that bathroom's ass, right? And then I walk out. And then my wife undoubtedly will walk into the bathroom, and it never fails. Like even when I'm like proud, I'm like proud of what I've done. So I'm like, oh, I kicked that bathroom's ass.
She'll find something wrong.
I'll hear her in there and she'll sigh. And I'm like, why? Why is she sighing? I'm like, I know I kicked that bathroom's ass. She'll still have the sigh of disgust or discontent in her voice when she goes into the bathroom. Oh, and she goes, or, you know what I mean? There's always some sort of how horrible it is.
The exacerbation.
And I'm like, I know and I was like, oh my God, thank God I clean it. Thank God. Because if I didn't clean it, God knows what would it be like. I'm just so embarrassed, you know.
With some of the stories that you've told over the years about what happens with your bathroom,
yeah,
I mean, come on, that's mild.
Yeah.
We've all heard about I almost made it and I had to hide my shorts.
I'm telling you, because I don't want anything of her coming in going. I don't want my wife ever going to go, that bathroom was disgusting, because that's the most embarrassing thing, you know, to try to explain away. But sometimes I'm in there and you know, or cleaning and scrubbing or spraying or doing whatever. And then to have her just, and by the way, she doesn't even use that bathroom.
We've been told.
She doesn't even use it.
Everybody who has tried to help you find a new house has been told.
Yeah.
That is your bathroom.
Yeah.
That you have to have your own.
My daughter will use the same bathroom that I use sometimes, you know. She uses it. But my wife is disgusted by it. And by the way, that's the only reason that my wife is so concerned about cleaning it. Because my daughter uses that bathroom.
So if your daughter did not use that bathroom,
I don't think she cleaned it as much. I really don't. I really, you know. I don't think it would be so, you know, tragically. Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy. Number 4 is dusting.
Ugh. Yeah, that's just tedious.
Yeah. Number 5, ironing.
I don't mind ironing.
I've never I mean, what are you ironing? You're a truck driver. It's not like you're wearing
I'm not doing it anymore, but like when I was working at radio stations or when I was selling cars or even in the military, I always had to iron my shirts and my slacks and, you know, shine my shoes up, make sure I look good, you know.
I've never had a job where I had to iron. I think once I was on a job interview once, and
dryer technology has come a long way.
Yeah.
Dryer technology only goes so far.
I was once on a job interview and I had to iron a shirt before, because I had the shirt in my luggage, you know.
Uh-huh. somehow I feel like this is going to turn very tragic for the shirt.
No, the shirt was in the luggage, and then I had to iron it. But I came to the conclusion that I don't want a job that I'm going to have to iron just to go to work, because like I was mad at myself for caring so much.
What?
Well, I was mad at myself because I was like, why in the hell am I so concerned with how I look for this job interview?
I don't understand why you would be angry with yourself for caring about how you look.
Well, but here's the deal. I didn't want to take the job if it meant I was going to have to iron all the time.
Oh, for God's sake.
Okay, so you didn't want to
Put
take
my wife through ironing.
Oh.
I just realized my wife irons her clothes all the time, but I'm just saying that I didn't want to add to anything, I like my jobs that they were for people where I just dressed like how I dressed and they accepted it. Like the shirt I'm wearing now is not ironed.
Well, but how long has it been hanging in the closet or on the chair or whatever,
It was hanging for a while.
See, there you go.
But
wasn't stuffed into a suitcase and wrinkled up to go do the interview.
No, it looks good though. I mean, somebody should be okay with me looking like this. If you're caught up on something being wrinkled, then you're definitely going to get caught up on other shit that I do,
Right.
So maybe it's not a good match. So that's what I'm saying, Number 5 is sweeping or mopping the floors.
Yeah, again, don't mind that one either.
No.
That's keeping the house straight.
That's tied with ironing. Number 7 is vacuuming.
Oh, thank God I have hardwood floors.
Yeah.
Oh, you have hardwood. You don't have any carpet, Nick?
Just in the basement.
Oh, that's kind of. And your basement never floods or anything?
It flooded once, but that's because the sump pump went out.
That's horrible. That's the worst.
I've got some throw rugs, but yeah, the hardwood or tile here.
I have carpet everywhere.
Oh, no.
Well, my knees are so, organizing or picking up clutter is 8. Taking out the trash is 9. And wiping down the kitchen counters is number 10.
Sucks.
Wiping.
That's annoying.
That's a job that I could do. I can wipe down.
No, you couldn't, because you would go in there and wipe down the kitchen, and then your wife would come in and go, "Ugh,
Yeah.
you did it wrong,"
And she'd rewipe it. Yeah.
and you'd redo it.
That's the one thing that I could do. Like I could wipe that down.
I think if you wipe down your recliner, she would wait until you're not there and go, "Ugh, he did that wrong."
Yeah. I'll be damned.
You can't win.
Wow. Well, I'm saying that, there was the list of the worst, the most hated jobs.
Pete had a question for you, Ray.
What's he saying?
He wanted to know how's the weather on Lytle Island today.
I don't know how the weather is. Is it raining or anything? Or
It's overcast and it's in the 50s. It's a little,
I got
Feels
sunshine coming through my window here.
it feels like it's raining. I'll be damned. Sunshine in Champaign. Awesome. I like sun in 70s.
Yes.
We're not there yet.
Let's get back to the 70s. That'd be great.
Yeah.
80s too. I like 80s.
Pete says, I have a dog. Hardwood floors get vacuumed too.
Oof.
Do you vacuum the hardwood floors, Nick?
No, I Swiffer.
You have a Swiffer. What's that? It's like a broom / mop, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I've never had hardwood floors.
Man, oh God, it's nice. They look good
Yeah.
and they're easy to maintain. Do a coat of wax on them about once a month at my house.
You wax your floor?
Yes, I do.
Wow, it sounds very slippery. It sounds like you're begging for,
It's so he can do his Tom Cruise impressions.
That's right. Got to be able to slide into the room, right?
Just slide on your wax floors.
Ba-da-da-da-da-da.
Hello, good morning. You're on the Morning Disaster.
Hey, Ray.
Hey, what's going on?
Hey, it's Mikey.
What's up, Mikey? How you doing, brother?
Not too bad. How are you?
I am good.
What's a good word today?
What is the good word today? We're hoping that warm weather's on the way.
It's supposed to be like 65 today, right?
Yeah, I mean that's I think that's probably a good. I think that's probably the one bit of good news we have. At least you hope.
I plan on sitting outside and enjoying the sunshine and the warm weather today.
Look, is this a chemo week or
tomorrow? Yes, tomorrow.
Oh boy,
I haven't had it. I haven't had it for the past couple of weeks because I got my COVID shot.
Yeah.
And so they didn't want to, not knowing exactly what my side effects would be from the COVID shot. They also didn't want them to coincide with the side effects from chemo.
Well, now,
so,
which COVID shot did you get? Did you get the Pfizer, Moderna, or the one dose?
I got the Pfizer.
All right,
I got the Pfizer.
Yeah, I got the Pfizer too. I got one dose of Pfizer in me, Mikey.
Yep, me too. And I got my other one on the 31st.
I got April 1st is my next one.
Did you get out of the fairgrounds?
No, I got it out of Walgreens, but
there you go.
I'll be damned.
Yeah, so
you'll be fully
easy,
vaccinated before I will.
Easy.
So you will also be fully vaccinated before I will, by the way. That's all I'm saying. Nick just
I'll tell you what.
Nick got his second.
I know people.
Yeah.
I know people that have zero things wrong with them. Younger than I, that had both of their vaccinations before I had my first one, and I'm stage 4 cancer.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's nuts.
Yeah. So.
And they were younger than you too?
Oh yeah. Yeah. Some up to almost 10 years younger than me.
You wonder how the hell that happened. Like who?
Yeah, the system doesn't work that well.
Like who was on the take?
Yeah. Yeah.
I heard a story yesterday. Somebody in their 30s. In their 30s, who was vaccinated, but it was because the same way Doran got vaccinated. You know how Doran got vaccinated?
No.
They ran. Okay. They were doing shots at some place. All right, here in town. For people
Doran doing shots?
No, they were
Big shocker.
They were doing vaccines at some kind of clinic or something, right? And they were doing them for 70-year-olds. And they finished everybody who had scheduled them, and they had some leftover ones.
Right.
And they said
they go to waste. They don't want them to go to waste.
Yeah, and they said anybody. All right, they said anybody who wants it could get it. And some woman who worked there had Doran. The people who work at the places usually take the shots. Okay, but the woman who worked there or something, Doran did her hair. Or one of the women who got a shot, Doran did her hair, And they called her and said, hey, there's leftover shots here. If you want to get one, just get in line. And literally they'll get you vaccinated. And so she went over and they vaccinated her.
Yeah, and once you get the first one, they make your schedule for the second one,
Yep,
so
then
then you got it made.
Yes.
Right.
So perfectly healthy. I mean, perfectly healthy, gigantic breasted Doran,
Mm-hmm.
who's like 40, whatever, early 40s, goes in and gets vaccinated. And, and got it done early.
Yeah. Like I said, I know some other people that's how I said, how did you get one so early? And they go, it was getting close to the end of the day.
Yeah.
And I got a buddy of mine that works over at the Sangamon County Health Department where they were giving them at, and they were going to have leftover shots. And they called me and said, if you need a shot, come over and get one today because we're going to have a lot of leftovers. We had a lot of cancellations.
They don't want to throw anything away. They want to,
Yep. And that's exactly how they got.
I'll be damned.
They got theirs early.
Good for them.
So.
Well, the governor says he's going to start giving them away to anybody over the age of 16.
Right.
And that's sometime in April, right? I want to say, Nick, did you hear that? I want to say it's at some point.
Yeah, I think it should start in April.
Middle of April or something.
What I want to know, though, is when he's going to give them out to under 16, because I got a 13-year-old daughter.
Well, they'll be next.
That
yeah,
I would love to get her vaccinated.
They're still doing testing on that.
Yeah.
I don't want her to go out and, get sick and then bring it into the house to me, but at the same time, she can't get a shot right now because she's not in the age group that can get one. So.
Yeah, well, they're still, I think they're testing kids on how they react to it and all the other stuff. So
sure. But
yeah.
I got a feeling by June 1st we're going to be back to stage 5. I think we're going to be opened up, and I think there's going to be enough. Well, I think there's going to be enough people vaccinated. We still got 2 months to go before then. I just got a gut feeling.
If we're patient,
by June 1st.
If we're patient, see, the problem is, as we're being vaccinated, they need everybody to settle down, like these assholes in Florida. None of them wearing masks. They're all running around and being crazy, and COVID numbers are, going out through the roof. That's the scary part. Is something like,
and I think that's going to get worse, Ray, just because, I get it. That's why I just don't go anywhere. People are sick of wearing the mask, and I get it. They're a pain in the ass, and I just think people are over it, and they're just they're just done. They're done wearing them, and that's why I just don't go anywhere. I just don't go anywhere, especially indoors. I'm not going to go into an indoor crowd with a bunch of people that don't have masks on. I can't afford to.
I read a thing about the vaccine cards. Like the reason that they're giving everybody the different card that says you're vaccinated. Nick, you got a thing that says you're fully vaccinated, right?
Yep, now, I've got my card.
Yeah. One of the reasons they're doing that is because a lot of these places, I want to say like baseball or something, you're only going to be able to buy a ticket if you're fully vaccinated. There are some organizations that won't let you go to see.
I've heard that there's a lot of airlines that are contemplating that.
You can't fly unless you're fully vaccinated.
Right. I think that's a great idea.
Or you can't go to, I'm sure the Cardinals would love vaccinated people or unvaccinated people in their outfit the way they are. But I'm saying that there are some sports teams and stuff that are like only vaccinated only. And some concert venues are vaccinated only will be allowed to go.
Oh, I'm going to get so many front row areas.
Yeah, good seats.
But I'm saying that's a possibility.
Mm-hmm.
And I can't remember. I want to say a basketball organization, maybe the Golden State Warriors or somebody has already said that we are only going to sell tickets to vaccinated people. We will not sell to the unvaccinated, which is nuts. But that kind of stuff's already starting to happen.
Unless they police it at the venue too.
Yeah,
that won't do any good because you can sell to a vaccinated person. That don't mean they're not going to take those tickets and give them away to their brother-in-law or give them away to, sell them to somebody else, and they don't give a crap. They got their money. That's all they care about.
I think it's. I'm pretty sure that, there's only so many people that can go to these games now, but I want to say it's the Golden State Warriors who are doing some kind of vaccinated only are allowed. Bubba says that's vaccination discrimination. Maybe.
Well, now we've got a new line.
Maybe it is, but maybe they don't want your.
A vaccination is not a protected class, so that doesn't even really matter.
Yeah, it's not. I bet. Do you guys think Bubba has gotten vaccinated?
No.
I bet he's anti-vaccination.
No. I think he's avoiding it like the plague. But he's not avoiding the weed, but he is avoiding the vaccination.
If they put vaccine in weed,
he'd take it now.
Yeah,
Bubba would be fully vaccinated.
He was fully vaccinated last April.
Yeah, right.
If they put vaccination inside of what's the weed he smokes?
Put it in his tie stick that he's got, where he's got his big torch out there.
Or that wax thing that he was smoking. That time we did the show, he was smoking. I can't remember. What is the pot he smokes?
He's always talking about indica and Twinkies.
Yeah. If they put vaccine in indica, fuck, he would be fully vaccinated.
He'd be done.
Yeah.
I'll be damned. Maybe that's how you get
Oliver.
Maybe that's how we get him fully vaccinated. That'd be a way to do it. Vaccination discrimination.
I wish the vaccination came in beer.
Yeah.
I know it.
That would have been great.
But I'm just saying that maybe if we get enough people vaccinated, then we'll get the herd immunity and we can start getting back to normal. You got to look at Paris. So many people refuse vaccinations.
They're on lockdown again.
Yeah, they have another big problem in Paris because it's getting so bad. Not surprising, those fuckers.
It's Paris. I mean,
Parisian.
I think I'm not 100% sure, but I'm pretty sure they've closed the bars down again in New Orleans. I mean, we were down there during Mardi Gras, which really, was not Mardi Gras compared to what I'm used to. But, we still had a good time at the bars. Were the only bars that were open in the French Quarter were bars that were restaurants, and more of their sales had to come from food than from beer. Now, if you had a restaurant, like my favorite restaurant in New Orleans is called Cafe Maspero, and we go there 2 or 3 times, while we're down there. And you could go there because they were a restaurant, and then you could get a drink while you were eating. But if you just wanted to go someplace and get a drink, and that's all if it's just a bar with no food license, they were closed. They were closed for 5 days.
I'll be damned.
The mayor closed them down on the Friday before Fat Tuesday, and they could not open up again until the Wednesday when Mardi Gras was over.
I saw.
It sounds like they were trying to control things. Good for them.
Oh yeah, because last year was such a clusterfuck.
Yeah.
Yeah. I saw the pictures, Mikey, when you were down there, and I mean, compared to what I've seen from you in the past, it looked like a ghost town.
Oh yeah, it was a ghost town.
I mean,
that's a good word for it. It was, the hotels were 25-30% booked, and usually they're sold out.
Mikey saw less.
We were in 130. We were in a 130 room hotel, and they said they were at 30% capacity.
He saw less tits this Mardi Gras visit than any other Mardi Gras visit he's ever been on.
And
yeah,
that
the only time I saw him was in the hotel room, and I've seen them damn things enough.
that is a shame.
I'll be damned.
Total horse shit.
They should have just been out flashing Mikey the titties while he was there.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then go back inside.
And show the man some titties.
Yeah.
But,
He's under
I mean,
such
the bright side of the whole trip was, as much as we love going to New Orleans, we don't always go during Mardi Gras, but out of the 20 some odd times I've been there, I think only 3 times have not been during Mardi Gras. So when you go down for Mardi Gras, there's really nothing that you get a chance to do that's not Mardi Gras related, because you can't get your car out of the parking garage.
Right. Yeah.
Traffic is so horrible. You get it out of the parking garage, God knows how many days it'll take you to get it back in there. So you just don't go anywhere except, within walking distance of where you're staying. And, this time it wasn't like that. I mean, we pulled the car out every day and went someplace out of the city. We drove out to it was really cool. We drove out to the parking lot of the abandoned Six Flags. There's a Six Flags right outside of New Orleans that when Katrina hit, it got washed out and it just closed, and that it's still sitting there, never has reopened.
Wow.
It's spooky looking to see the Six Flags, to see these rides sticking up out of the weeds. And
I'll be damned. I didn't know that.
And actually, if you watch, I'm trying to think what's the name of it. There's so many damn of them. When they rebooted up the Jurassic Park series again and made it Jurassic World.
All right.
The very first one they did that had, I can't even think of his name now. My daughter just thinks he's the sexiest guy. Every time he's on TV, she goes, "Oh, he's so cute."
I know that Chris Pratt's in.
Chris Pratt. There you go. The
Yeah.
very first one he was in. There's scenes in there where they're like at gift shops, like at the entrance to Jurassic World.
Mm-hmm.
That was all filmed in the parking lot of the Six Flags.
Oh, damn.
Oh, wow.
They used that Six Flags and built the set in it, and that's where it was done at.
I've never heard this story before.
It's spooky looking, yeah. It's spooky looking because, like I said, it's got just weeds sticking up, and the roller coasters are all rusty, and I mean it's pretty desolate looking, and it was really neat to see. But that's something that I knew it was out there, and I knew the story behind it because I checked it out on the internet, and people had got in there and taken pictures. And there's gators in the water, things that, things that I mean that's like the ride.
That's a pretty good ride right there.
Water, the rides that had water. When the floods came through, the life in the water came with it. So here come the gators into this. So they say there's gators swimming around in the water in the this old Six Flags, and there's pictures of it. I mean, if you Google it, say Google Six Flags, abandoned Six Flags New Orleans, and they'll show you 100 pictures taken inside of this place that people have got in there and taken. And you see alligators in the water. The rides just are all rusty and everything's tore to hell. But I mean, this has been 16 years ago, and it's still standing there. They've done absolutely nothing with it. The city of New Orleans keeps talking about what can we do with this property? How are we going to get this property from Six Flags?
Well, they probably took the insurance money and just closed it down. It was probably worth more to do that than to try to
Yep. The
You
same
know.
with that charity hospital down there. That was the most bedded hospital in New Orleans when Katrina hit. And that's the one that all the power went out. The flooding came into it, and they had to try to get all them people out of there and get them to a different hospital. And so many people in that hospital died because they couldn't get them out of there in time, and their power shut off on their machines, and they just, so many died. But you drive by, that hospital still stands there, right there in downtown New Orleans, and it looks moldy and black, and it just looks like something out of a horror movie. It's like a big giant haunted house, and it's just scary looking. And there's guards sitting at every driveway, making sure just nobody comes up and tries to get into it, because it's probably full of mold and
what a mess.
God only knows what is in that thing.
Well, Corey in the chat room is saying the salt water went into that park, and it eroded all the electronics and trashed the park. So that's why they couldn't do anything with it. I'll be damned. And now they'd have to you'd have to get all that stuff fixed. Plus, you'd have to prevent it from ever happening again, which, because of where it lands, being above and below seawater, it would be too expensive to do that.
Oh yeah, you would never. I definitely would think twice if I'm a, amusement park company that's thinking about opening an amusement park in New Orleans. I sure wouldn't want to put it in that area.
Well, no one would insure it. You'd never get insurance. You'd spend all this money to make it, and then you're one flood away from having to be ruined again.
Right.
I'll be damned. How depressing.
And you think about that was, it was don't get me wrong, it was a bad hurricane.
Yeah.
But we've seen a lot worse. It just was so bad there because they didn't have. Their levees were horrible.
Yeah, and every decision they made was wrong.
If their levees would have been in halfway decent, order.
Yeah,
that flood probably wouldn't have happened. New Orleans probably wouldn't have been what happened to it. Would probably not have happened.
It's crazy.
But what if a category? Because when it hit New Orleans, I think it was only like a 2.
Yeah.
And when it finally hit, and look at all the destruction it did. There's 2s that hit in Florida all the time that don't do near the destruction that Katrina did to New Orleans, but it was because those levees didn't hold. And
then they had a mixture of the salt water and getting into.
You had Pontchartrain, you had the Gulf.
Yeah. You
had and then all the swamp. The city is built in a swamp. So, you had water from every single direction coming into that city.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And it just wouldn't have happened had those levees would have held. And then when the Army Corps of Engineers go and fix those levees, the dumbasses don't fix it to any level any better than what they were before. They just build them back up to where they were. So if they get another 2 or 3 down there, it'll happen again. Wipe out that city again. Yes. Absolutely, it's going to happen again.
Unbelievable. So. That you just described America. That's America in a nutshell. Yeah, it'll happen again. Oh boy.
Yeah, and we'll deal with it when it happens.
I'll be damned. Well, so give me some good. Well, you got any good news?
I'm status quo. I got chemo tomorrow. I haven't had it for a couple weeks because you have to get the shot when you can get the shot because and I had chemo 1 week and was supposed to have it. I was supposed to be off the following week, which I was, and then I found out I could get the shot the next week. And the doctor said, "Well, I hate to give you chemo on a Tuesday when you're getting a shot on a Wednesday because everybody's different on these shots, and we don't know how it's going to affect you. And the chemo already tears you up." So he goes, "If this shot is really bad on you," he goes, "man, you're going to be a miserable son of a buck." So
yeah, they said, by the way, the Pfizer, the second shot is the one that, By the way, my mom got her second shot. Fine.
Yeah, most of the
She
people I
had
have
no
talked
problems.
to that have, because I didn't even know until I got there that day what shot I was getting.
Yeah.
I got my shot at the fairgrounds from the National Guard. So when I got there to get it, when I walked up to I got all signed in, and then I got back to where the stations were that gave the shot. That's when they told me the shot they had on hand then to give was Pfizer. They've got a whole bunch of, and that's why I got in so easy when I did, because finally they got a whole new dose of, a whole new batch of doses in, and they opened up a ton of. I mean, I was checking every day, couldn't get in, and finally I check, and there's more. I mean, I could have chose 10 different times in that 1 week to get a shot because it was just wide open, and I thought, oh shit, they must have got new vaccines in, and they just put them up. So I mean, I got my kind of like my pick of the litter. But when I went in, they told me, they said, yeah, we just got in a whole huge batch of Pfizer, and that's why all of a sudden all the appointments were opened up. When you go to the online and click, everybody could get in.
Well, TJ's in the chat room, or TJ's on the show, and he's so fucking cocky.
No, I'm not.
Because he went to the VA and got a Johnson & Johnson. He got the one dose. He's done.
Yeah.
So he's more vaccinated than both you and I.
Right.
Which I find disgusting.
Oh, Ray, cry me a river.
I just find that sickening.
He had to get the VD shot at the same time. So
Right, I did. It was the Johnson & Johnson, and then they gave me the syphilis shot. I mean, you ought to back up.
But I mean, so I got chemo this week, and then I will probably be off next week. I'll have to talk to him tomorrow about it, because next week I get my second COVID shot. So I would imagine he's not going to want to give it to me next week, because he gives it to me on Tuesday.
And the second shot is when people get tired and all that stuff. So, well, some people. So
I would imagine I'll have chemo tomorrow, and then I'll probably have another 2 weeks off of chemo before I have to go back because of the second batch of COVID. But I'm hoping to have another scan in April, because the other scan took place in January when I had to go to the hospital. They had to do a scan of me, and so when they did it, it showed all the areas that I had the cancer, and so the doctor just used that scan to look at to see where I was at in January, and that's when he said, "Yeah, things have shrank."
That's awesome.
Goes, I mean, hopefully we'll get another one in April and take a look at it, and I'm hoping it shrank, but I've kind of talked to everybody in my family, and of course my wife and all my kids, and I've told them, I said, I'm sick of being sick. I said, I'm sick of not getting out of the house on days when it's nice like this, because I'm just so worn out that I just don't want to do nothing. And I said, having this chemo every week
wears you out.
It wears me out. And so like these weeks that I've gotten spoiled. I had 2 weeks off in February because I went to New Orleans. And then I had to have 2 weeks off here in March because of the COVID shot. And I'm thinking, man, when I'm off every other week, I'm not as sick.
You feel good.
I feel so much better. I said, I'm tempted to just tomorrow tell him, say, hey, how much is it going to hurt me to only do chemo every other week? I said, because I am sick of being, nonstop sick. Because right now the schedule is 3 weeks on, 1 week off. And I mean, I barely get, to the next round of chemo, and I'm still feeling, the crap from the, week before. So I just don't feel any better, and it's time to go to the chemo chair again. And I have to do that for 3 weeks in a row. Well, then by the time I finally do get a week off, it takes that whole week to recover from the 3 weeks.
Yep.
And then I start right back up again. And I'm just like, man, this is no way to live.
If
I mean,
if the chemo is actually shrinking the tumors and stuff, you want to keep.
I want to keep the same thing going. But if he tells me, hey, it's just kind of keeping it from growing, but it's not really shrinking it anymore either. Then I'm going to ask him, so, would it hurt to do every other week? And then, in a month or two, we scan it and see if it's, where it's at. And if it's still staying stable, we'll stay with that. But if it looks like it's starting to grow a little more, then we'll have to go back to the weeks we were on. Cause I tell you what, I sure would have loved to enjoy being out in some of this nice weather. And, I just, I'll just walk into taking a bag of garbage out the door and down the sidewalk to the alley and putting it in the trash can. I come back in the house and I'm ready to take a nap.
Yeah, I mean, it's just...
and those weeks of chemo, because I'm just so worn out. I mean, the TJ called me one day and was going to come by, and I said, dude, you definitely come by, but I said, I can't. I was the only one here at the time. I said, I physically can't get up and come to the door. I said, because I am so. I mean, I was wrapped up in a blanket like a burrito on the couch, heating pad on,
best of
trying to stay warm. And I just can't come to the door, dude. I'd love to have a visitor, but I'm not up for visitors right now because hell, I can't stay awake.
I'm not even going through chemo, but that's so you just described my life.
I mean, there's times I've been on the phone with Eric, and Eric called me back later on. He goes, yeah, you fell asleep on me when we were talking earlier. I just fell asleep. And Eric's like, I'm going, Dad? He goes, did I hear? He goes, yeah, you're out. He goes, you were falling asleep, but I could hear you snoring through the phone. I was just like, yeah, that happens a lot. So these last couple of weeks, I feel good because I've not had constant chemo every single week. I've had that at least 1 week break to kind of start feeling good. And like I said, yesterday and today, I have Saturday. I felt this whole last week I felt pretty good. So I'm kind of fired up now, and I'm not sitting there going, oh, chemo tomorrow. Oh, I got to go to chemo, because now I'm kind of fired up and ready to go, and ready to get back to trying to beat this crap. So,
well, I mean, I hope you will. You know that.
I know.
I want you to beat it. It's just a horrible, horrible disease. I mean, fucking pancreas cancer is the worst. It really is.
It is. I did a little bit of research on it when Warren had it, and Warren died.
Mm-hmm.
But I have done tons more research on it since I've been diagnosed, and yeah, I mean, it's really right up there with brain cancer and bone cancer. About one of the the worst of the three that you can have, because they just the rate of people who actually beat it are slim. Now, by saying beat it, that means no cancer in them. They totally get rid of all the cancer. But in this day and age, I mean, I'm reading the bright side of things is I'm reading a lot of stories of people who just learn, who just live with it.
Yeah, they learn to.
They've had it for 15 years, and they're still living and still doing fine. They went back to work, this, that, and everything else, and they're living life almost like they did before they got.
And they just live with the pancreas cancer, which is crazy.
Yeah, if you can keep it under control, hey, I mean, I don't want to have it. No, not at all. But if I can live with it, and it's just like people who live with diabetes their whole life.
Yeah.
There's people who are diagnosed with diabetes as children, and here they're 50, 60 years old. Brett Michaels from Poisons, prime example of that. He's been a diabetic since he was 9 years old.
Yeah, he's the type 1, right?
Yeah, he's type 1, and he lived a pretty partying lifestyle from probably 25 years of that.
I'll be damned.
So, I mean, he had to try to keep that crap under control while he was drinking and doing God knows what else. But you hear, you read stories about him, and he sounds like he's pretty down to earth now, and kind of got the partying ways out of his system. But he said there for the whole 80s and the first half of the 90s, that he's surprised it didn't kill him because of the diabetes.
I'll be damned.
But people just live to learn with it. They learn to live with it. So that's what I got to do. It's what I got to do.
Well, no, the shitload of people that support you. I mean, there's just there's a ton of people who are just supportive, which I think is great. Every time I see, I get choked up whenever I see somebody, saying something nice or going out of their way to do something nice for you. It always gets you know what I mean? It always gets me. I did see that. I saw that that somebody was giving you shit.
Well, that was a mistake.
Yeah, I just, oh my God. I saw where someone told you they were giving you shit because you were fundraising or whatever.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's the guitar. That's the former guitar player that was in Juke Rocks, the band I managed, my son's band.
What? He was giving you
idiot.
shit.
This guy was just a complete idiot. His name's Jake Jensen, and I'll put it out there. But anyway, we have a thread, a band thread, where we talk band business. I'm going to try to get this much out of this gig, or I'm going to.
Yeah.
I'm not going to take this gig unless they do, where we just talk about stuff and then sound guys and who we're going to get for sound and all this stuff.
Yeah.
This idiot is, 24 years old, full of spit and vinegar, great guitar player, but, thinks he knows everything there is to know about the business, and you can't tell him any different. And I have, at my age, and as long as I've been doing this, I have forgotten more than he knows. And we were discussing sound guys, and, there was a sound company that he does not like, and the band doesn't really like either. And I said, hey, listen, guys, we've got 30 some odd gigs on the books for this year. We're using this sound company 3 times. And I said, that's because nobody else is available. And it's either we use these guys or we don't take these gigs. And I said, I reached out to everybody on this thread. And if you scroll back up, you can find it where I reached out to you. And I said, hey, guys, got a chance to book this gig, but the only sound company available that night is this sound company that you guys don't want to use. Do we want to just say, no, we can't do the gig, or do you want to, deal with the sound company? They said, we'll take the gig and deal with the sound company. So I scheduled these gigs. And then we're 2 weeks before one of those gigs, and this guy is bitching and moaning about having to use his sound company. I said, listen, you were given a chance. And then we started talking. He goes, oh, the monitor mix just always sounds horrible, blah, 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 blah. And I go, why don't you buy in-ear monitors?
Yeah.
And he came back and he goes, you know how fucking expensive those are? And I said, yeah. I said, but Eric, my son, he offered to buy the rack.
Oh,
and that's the expensive part,
right?
He offered to buy the rack out of band fund, because there's always a little bit of money left. Time you split everything equally after each gig, Eric takes, a little bit of money, and there's, he uses it for stuff the band needs,
right.
That they have to get. He's got to get his plate on it for his trailer because he hauls the equipment.
Right.
Or if he's got to get, whatever, he uses that money. Eric goes, I'll buy the rack. All you guys in the band have to do is buy your earbuds. And he goes, and if you want, bring an iPod, and we can actually put an iPod on stage, on a stand, next to where you stand, and you can control your own monitors. You can't hear the bass. It's going to have the soundboard right there on your iPod.
And you can put everything up and down.
You reach over and you turn the bass up.
Yeah.
You control what you hear in your monitors. And, of course, he came back on and goes, well, those are still fucking expensive. He goes, well, I got an idea. He goes, why don't you just pay for those and you just, donate them to the band? And so I came back on. I said, you obviously don't know how a band works. I said, why would I go out and buy something and then donate it to the band? Now, I will pitch in as a, sixth member of the band, even though I'm not playing. I'll still pitch in the same amount you guys are to get it all taken care of if it helps the band out. And he comes back and he goes, and then when he knows he's lost the sound argument, there's no way he can. He's done. The sound argument is over. He can't win it. He goes, well, I would just think you just take all that money you scammed from these people on these cancer benefits, and you would just pay for it. Then I go, what? I go, what money did I scam from people? I said, I would love to hear this story. And then he came back on and he goes, I know for a fact your bank account has well over $100,000 in it. I said, really? I said, I'm looking at my bank book right now and I don't have half of that money in it. And I said, not that I need to explain it to your stupid ass.
Yeah.
I said, but I will. I said, I have made $51,000 was the highest it's ever gotten. That's with every benefit that I've had done. And I said, I had to use $4,000 of that to pay for a new central air and furnace for my house because it went out late September last year. I said, so I had to use $4,000. So that's down to $47,000, and that's exactly what I have in my bank account right now. I said, so for you to tell me that I have $100,000, you obviously don't know what the fuck you're talking about,
Ray.
And he goes, he goes, how many damn poker runs can you have? How many damn benefits can you have? How many Jeep runs can you have? I said, well, let me see. I said, one Jeep run that I didn't have anything to do with. The Boar's Nest and Nathan's put it on. I've been doing their band booking for 10 years. The guy that owns the Boar's Nest comes to me and says, we're going to do a Jeep run and it's going to benefit you. What am I supposed to do? Say, no, I don't want you to do that, man. I don't want you to do that. Sorry.
So he claimed you were scamming. You're scamming money from people.
Yes.
He forgot the whole thing is you could.
I've got way too many benefit things going on. I'm making money in way too many ways. And it's just horrible.
You can die from cancer. But yet he's accusing you. He's attacking you, saying you're scamming people for money. Unbelievable.
So I have to explain to him. I said, well, I had one Jeep run that was put on by the Boar's Nest and Nathan. I had nothing to do with it other than I showed up and thanked people when they got back from the Jeep run. When all the Jeeps pulled back in, I stood out in the parking lot and waved to everybody. And when everybody got out of their Jeeps to come inside for the after party, the Boar's Nest had food. If you were in the Jeep run, you got to come in and get a meal, and they did a 50-50 drawing and things along that line.
Well, how did
I stood out in the parking lot with my wife and my kids, and we thanked every single person that got out of that Jeep run.
Yeah.
That came in. A lot of these people I didn't even know. I had to introduce myself. They knew that, they just came out for the Jeep run and it was a benefit. A lot of the people I knew, but there was a lot of people I didn't know that I had to tell them, hey, yeah, I'm Mike Austin. I'm the guy who the Jeep runs for.
Mm-hmm.
If I come across If I come across this
I
guy,
stood out there.
you know, lawyer.
I mean, how did your son? I mean, Mikey, how did your son play in? How does your son play in a band with a kid that accused you of scamming people out of? I mean, he almost accused you of faking cancer. I mean, it's crazy.
Yeah. Well, that was his first comment, and everybody was just like in shock. You could just tell nobody said a thing. And then he comes back on, and he goes, "Do you, he goes, maybe now that you're thinking about this." He goes, "Now that you're thinking about this, maybe you'll realize that if you wouldn't have done what you've done, maybe karma wouldn't be fucking you so hard now with the cancer."
Oh, where is this guy? I want a piece of him now.
Wait.
And I'm like, you are a fucking piece of shit, dude. You are a piece of shit.
So he's somehow claiming that you're such a shitty person that your own karma gave you cancer.
Yes.
Oh my God.
And so then Eric calls him and said, "Dude, you're done. You are done in this band." He goes, "I will never, ever walk on stage with you again. You're done." So Eric fired him.
Wow.
And so immediately, Jake's buddy with another guy in the band, another 24-year-old guy in the band. Well, this other kid, he's the male singer. I mean, he sings 50% of the songs. He calls Eric and said, "You can't fire Jake. We got to have a band decision." Eric, bullshit. He goes, "We don't have to have any band decision. I started this band from scratch. I hired every one of the musicians in this band individually. And if every one of you quit, I would replace you probably and go on and be the same band." He goes, "This is my band." He goes, "I am not working with the guy that just accused my dad of all this shit."
Yeah.
He goes, "Not only is he my dad, he's our manager and booking agent." He goes, and everybody else in the band, other than this other 24-year-old kid, said, "No, we don't want to play with this Jake anymore. That's ridiculous. He should have never said that to Mike. He's a prick." And they said, "We're not playing with him anymore." So this kid, we had to ask him, said, "Well, Jake's gone. Are you going to continue to play in the band without Jake? Because we got gigs in 2 weeks, and you're our male singer, and you sing 50% of the songs. We don't have time to work in another singer if you're quitting because you don't like the idea that you don't have your precious buddy Jake in the band anymore." And he would not give us an answer.
Oh my God.
And I finally said, "Hey guys, I'm going to give you to tomorrow at 1:00 to decide if this band's continuing without Jake in it, because Jake is not coming back. He's done." Everybody in the band said, "Yeah, well, we're good," except for this other young kid that sang half the songs. 1:00 the next day comes by, and he still hasn't answered. So I call Eric, and I go, "Eric, he still hasn't answered. We got a gig in 11 days. Are you going to take a chance that he doesn't show up for that show? Because if he doesn't show up, you can't play. What are you going to do?" I said, "You can play for 2 hours and only sing the songs that Janet sings, but all the songs that he sings, you're not going to be able to do them." I said, "So you're going to have to tell the bar we can only play for 2 hours. We can't do a 4-hour show because he didn't show up, and we don't have enough material." So Eric goes, "Nope, I'd go on there one more time and say, 'All right, just let you know I'm canceling every gig for the rest of the year because obviously it looks like we don't have a male singer.'" He read it. He still didn't respond. So I canceled every show, and Juke Rocks is no longer a band.
What? Didn't they just win? Wait a minute. Didn't they just win like the best band or something?
Yeah.
Yep, last 2 years.
So that band's no longer.
That was just in October. They won it again for this last year.
Wow.
And they never played a gig after they won it in October because COVID. They all their November and December gigs were canceled.
So it's no longer a band.
No, they're done.
So is Eric going to play with the rest of the guys and call it something else, or?
No, I don't know what Eric's going to do. He hasn't decided. He's been kind of putting feelers out to bands that he's available to be a drummer. If anybody wants to be a drummer,
or crazy.
Eric's we still got the Facebook page is still up as Juke Rocks, and Eric's got it. And if Eric decides he wants to, one of the members, lives in Monticello, and they were driving over every week, at least once for practice. Well, if you got to work in 2 new players,
then you have to practice a lot. Yeah,
you got to practice more than just once a week.
Yeah,
and it's not even practice; it's rehearsal.
Yeah,
you need to have your shit learned.
Yeah,
when you get to rehearsal, you don't show up at rehearsal and then learn your parts while you're there. You got to already have done your homework. Now, if there's a part that you're stuck on or whatever, then you could throw it out to the band members and try to get through it. But for the most part, you got to have your song down when you get to rehearsal. And this person living in Monticello says, I don't have it in me to work in 2 other players, because it means I'd have to drive over 3 times a week for rehearsal. I just can't do it. So just like that, not only did we lose the male singer because he wouldn't answer about whether he'd play without the piece of shit guitar player, our female singer who lives in Monticello, she doesn't want to work anybody else in, so she's out. So now we don't have a female singer neither. So they've got a female singer and a male singer, and the same bass player, same drummer, and same other lead guitar players. They had 2 lead guitar players.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't really need 2 lead guitar players. They could have got by with just one. But on the songs that the male singer sings, he plays keyboards too. On the songs that he wasn't playing keyboards and just singing, then you had that 2 guitar sound to kind of fill in for the keyboards being gone. So, but they didn't need it. They at no point in time ever needed 2 guitar players. So, I mean, they could have got by without it. But when you lost your male singer and your female singer says, and I get it. She lives in Monticello, and she's going to have a hard time getting over here 3 times a week to work in 2 new players or work in
I don't blame her.
At least one new player. I mean, you have to have a male singer. And if the male singer doesn't play keyboards, then you got to find a keyboard player too.
Mm-hmm.
Because when you're doing pop rock, stuff, keyboard, you got to have a keyboard player. Yeah. I mean, it's pretty hard not to have a keyboard player when you're doing Lady Gaga.
So that band,
they're done.
So that band just broke up. I didn't even know that.
Yep, they're done. So
I knew about that about a week ago, Ray.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So all because this dick, wanted to, tear me up one side and down the other.
Dude, it's crazy. It's nuts.
Fundraising.
It's nuts.
I still want to find him in an alley or out on the street. I'll beat his ass in front of the Capitol building. I don't care.
I mean,
take
your son. Your son will.
Well, here's what I'm gonna, and I won't. I'm not gonna say where he's at. But this guy gives guitar lessons in Springfield. I sure the hell hope he doesn't ever give guitar lessons to some 12-year-old kid whose dad is dying from cancer.
Yeah.
Because that 12-year-old kid's dad should know what this guy thinks about cancer patients.
It's just crazy.
Yeah.
It's just crazy.
So, I mean, here's the thing is, the guy's been in the band a year. I have seen him at the gigs to walk up to him and say, hey, Jake, how you doing? Nice to see you.
Hmm.
And then at the end of the show, walk up to everybody with their money and say, hey, Jake, here's your money. Good show. We've never had an argument. We've never had even anything along the lines of a argumentative discussion until we had this discussion on this thread about this sound company.
And he's a
And then all of a
24-year he's a
sudden, he
24-year-old kid, so what the hell does he know?
Yeah, he turns it from I know everything about the sound until I said, no, you don't. Let me tell you how it works.
Unbelievable.
And when it got to that point where he knew that argument was lost, then I'm a piece of shit because of cancer fundraising and because I'm doing fundraiser after fundraiser. And then he says to me, that drawing you're trying to do for $10,000, I know damn good and well you're going to draw somebody that you know is going to donate all the money back.
You want everybody, if they wanted to use the money. I want to
yes.
his ass even harder now.
Yeah. And then I told him, I said, this drawing is going to be done live. I said, it's not going to be done where I draw it and then I come on Facebook and say, oh, I just did the drawing. The winner is.
You guys, you're doing the drawing in, there's a location, right? I mean.
Yes. Amy at the Curve, another reached out to me and said, hey, we'd like to host a fundraiser for you here at the Curve. You know, God only knows how many bands have you managed that's played the Curve over the last 15 years since we've been doing live music. Lost Boys, Still Kicking, NCR, Juke Rocks. She goes, we want to do a fundraiser here. She goes, you guys put on the fundraiser, but we're going to donate 20% of all food and beer sales for the day to you.
I need to be there for that.
So,
that's awesome. How nice.
Whatever. Yes, the Curve in totally stepped up.
And
but again, that wasn't me calling the Curve begging them to have a benefit for me.
Yeah.
That was Amy calling me and going, hey, we'd like to have a benefit here. Because last year when I was first diagnosed, everybody in Springfield was closed.
Yeah.
The only benefits I had last year was the car wash.
The Recon
Recon
Tex car wash, yep.
The Jeep run out at Athens at the Boar's Nest. Because Menard County has no restrictions. Menard County they flat out said, we're not enforcing anything in this county.
Well, those hillbilly counties are frightening. Yes.
Yeah. Well, some of these smaller counties are like that. I mean, you get outside of Springfield and there's bars are packed and everybody's, I mean, as far as they're concerned, the word COVID doesn't exist in the vocabulary.
That's just insane, by the way. That is insane.
I had the Pawnee Day in September. I went, I wore a mask.
Yeah.
What, there was a ton of people there that day that didn't have one on, but they also knew that if they were going to come up and talk to me, as they were walking up to talk to me, I was seeing them putting the mask up or pulling the gaiters up over their nose. That when they came up and talked to me, when they come up and talk to me, they were masked up. But when they walked away and they got 15 feet away from me, the mask came down.
Yeah.
And that's up to them. I was down there and I never got sick.
Yeah.
So, if you choose not to get, to take a chance and not get sick on your own, then that's fine. But don't choose to come up and make me sick.
Yeah.
And they didn't. I didn't have one person walk up to me that night at Pawnee that did not have a mask on.
Yeah.
I mean, and I know everybody down there. I mean, I had people showing up to that Pawnee Day that I hadn't seen for 20 years.
I don't understand. I don't understand the kid getting angry about benefits. I mean, your cancer diagnosis. Listen, your cancer diagnosis was horrible.
Isn't fake.
Yeah.
I would not be telling people
it's horrible
I got cancer if I don't have.
And by the way, the type of cancer you have, I mean,
One
this
of
is
them
one it's the cancer my brother died from. You know that.
Right.
It's a death sentence. It is a. I mean, I'm saying it, Mikey. I'm saying it in the nicest way possible.
I know. Yeah. I mean,
in the nicest way possible. It's a death sentence.
He goes, you might live 10 years. You might live 15 years.
But there's also
You
a
know?
chance that you might live 6 months or you might live a year
Right.
tops. That's
exactly. And
it's
right
very
now, I'm
sad
sitting here-
cancer. And for this guy
right
to
now, I'm
attack
sitting-
you and accuse you of ripping people off, are you
Mhm.
it's insane. It's insane.
Yeah.
and that's
then
why I
he-
want to kick his ass.
And then you get mad. I mean, he's lucky your kid didn't go over and knock the shit out of him. You know, that he just broke the band up's one thing. I mean, Jesus. I mean, what kind of person would I don't know. Who would jump to such conclusions is insane. It is insane. And by the way,
the other 24-year-old kid's just as bad because, you know, in the thread when this guy's, you know, posting all this stupid shit, he's putting up these little bubble pop-up comments, LOL, and every time Jake would say something, he's just like, I was like, dude, you're just the biggest prick. You're not saying anything, but you're just as big a prick as the other one.
I mean,
and you know, it's a shame because the two kids are loaded with musical talent, but they are also loaded with pure ugly personality.
wow.
I mean, it's just, I don't know. I just could never.
I mean,
I couldn't fathom myself saying, even at 24 years old.
yeah.
I mean, I lost my mom to cancer when I was 45.
Yeah.
I couldn't even, at 24 years old, fathom making a comment like he made to someone who has cancer.
I just lost my grandpa to pancreatic
Yeah,
cancer.
it's just
I mean, I don't get it. I mean, the guy's just a total douche.
yeah, fuck.
And
Send him
like I
to
said, he's going to give guitar lessons to some guy someday, or to some kid someday, and I hope, you know, that mom or dad go, man, I think that's the guy that blasted
Yeah.
this cancer patient. I don't want that son of a bitch.
I mean,
my
and I don't
guitar
know.
lesson.
By the way, and you're talking about the one kid, the singer. I don't even know this. I don't even know their names. I remember a time in this town where if you're the lead singer of your own band, people at least knew your name. And
Right.
we'll put it. And I heard of the band Juke Rocks. All I knew was Eric Austin, the drummer. And I knew Janet.
Right.
So I'm just saying, I remember a time in this town where if you're a lead singer, at least people would know your name.
Right.
I had never heard of these people. So, and I know I'm an old man now still, but it just seems to me, maybe if you're a nicer person and you went out of your way to meet people and get to know people instead of just insulting
Right.
and laughing
Right.
and then laughing at your little cohort, accusing someone who has cancer of, you know, being up to no good.
Right.
Let's send him to the Spank School of Manners.
I'm just telling
Yeah,
you.
and like I said, the only thing that he possibly said, you know, he got on this kick about, you know, you're going to draw somebody that you know is going to give that back. And he goes, how long is this damn thing going to go on? This damn drawing's went on forever. And right there is something that he said that my wife and I had both discussed. And he's right. This drawing has went on much. I thought we'd sell out of 500 tickets much quicker than we did. But once Christmas got here,
There's a pandemic.
we sold. Yeah, in a pandemic too. We sold a shit ton of tickets from September to November.
Yeah.
And then it hit a snail pace. I was lucky if I was selling a ticket a week because it's Christmas time now. And then January comes, everybody's broke and they're paying off their credit cards for Christmas.
Right.
I expect it to start picking up again because the stimulus checks are starting to roll in, plus people are getting their tax money back.
Yeah.
I expect the ticket sales to start, but I don't want this drawing to go a year. And Jody and I had decided, all right, the Curve is doing this benefit in May. We're going to continue to sell tickets at Recontacts. We're going to continue to sell tickets with the Fast Break food truck. And I'm going to continue to sell tickets here where you can buy them off of me on PayPal or whatever, or come by and buy one in person. Until May, when we have this thing at the Curve, and then we're going to take them and we're going to sell them there the whole day. And then the last thing we do when the benefit is over, we're going to take on those big wire
live drawing,
and we're going to draw a person's name. They don't have to be there, but we're going to draw their name and have their ticket. If anybody wants to come up and look at the ticket to make sure I'm not.
you can even have someone else, have some completely unrelated person draw it.
Yes, I will draw that person's name, and I will call them, and I will tell them they just won $10,000 cash. And they can meet me to get the cash, or I can convert it to a check and mail them a check. I can do whatever they want me to do.
Yeah.
But, it's their money. It's their money. I have no intentions on asking anybody, hey, would you be interested in donating half that back? There is no way in hell I would ever do that.
That's crazy. That is just,
and that is one of the things you're only going to draw a name if somebody's going to donate that money back to you. I was like, dude, you are an idiot. You are a complete freaking idiot.
I had no idea this whole story. when I first asked the question, I had no idea.
This consumed this.
I'm angry.
This whole thing consumed 3 days of my life. Because number one, it was the day this happened.
So,
and then the next day, when we gave this singer till 1 o'clock, to tell me whether he was going to continue in the band or not, and then he never did. So at 1 o'clock the next day, I had to start calling all the people who'd booked us for 32 or 33 gigs. Then I had to call Skiff Distributing because they're sponsored by Budweiser, by Bud Light.
I'll be damned.
And tell them that the band that's on their roster that they were so happy won Best Party Band has just now broke up.
I'll be damned.
And of course they're going, why are they breaking up? Fuck those other clowns. Just go on without them. I was like, well, if it was just the guy singer and everybody in the band was up for the extra, because I tell you what, it ain't hard to, when you're at the top of the game, it ain't hard to find people that want to be in your band.
Yeah.
But when you got band members who go, I just don't have it in me.
Yeah.
I don't have it in me to work in at least one new member, if not two new members. Because we're gonna have to rehearse 3 times a week. It's almost summertime. We got fairs and festivals starting up in May. They had their first festival in May.
Well, they sound like
they had two.
I don't know what the hell their parents did, but they did sound like two entitled. They sounded like a couple of entitled punks. I don't know them. Like I said, I don't know them.
No, and I'll tell you, I know the guitar player Jake, the asshole. I don't know his parents. I don't know. Like I said, I don't know anything about the guy. I've met him at the band gigs, but the other guy, I know his dad and his mom really well. They are the greatest people in the world. I just can't imagine. I can't imagine that somebody has not got around to them and said, "Hey, we heard what happened.
You need to know what
band."
happened.
And they're not going, I can't believe he was a
It's
part of that.
crazy.
Because they're good people. And, Kylan, I mean, him I've talked to several times. Like I said, I know his parents. His dad's played music around here for years. I feel like I know him a lot more. Never once had an issue with him, other than the fact that he became best friends with this other guy in the band, and he felt like he didn't want to be in the band if this guy wasn't in the band.
I'll be damned.
And they started shooting, messages to everybody else in the band and leaving Eric out of them and going, well, why don't we just get rid of Eric? Since Eric won't play with Jake, why don't we just get rid of Eric and move on? And then, Janet and, Kent and Tim, that ain't happening, dude. That is not happening. We're not playing with him. If that's where you want to take your alliance with, then hey, have at it. We're not playing with Jake. We're done with him. So, I mean, it's, like I said, it consumed 3 days, because the day it happened, the day I had to start calling, and then it took me another, the next day to get a hold of the rest of the people to finally get everybody called. And so, I mean, it consumed 3 days of my life.
How crazy.
That I don't really, I don't need that stress. So not only did he, say shit about me that wasn't true, that got me fired up. Then the whole band imploded, and then I had to get on the phone and start calling fairs and festivals and bars and wineries and beer distributors and, Troy Cunningham, who does the booking for the Bud Light tent at Illinois State Fair. I mean, when you're a Bud Light sponsored band, you get first crack of the show.
Yeah.
And, I had to call him and tell him, say, hey, I know you're in the midst of starting to work out the beer tent schedule. Well, cross Juke Rocks off. They just broke up.
Huh.
And just to hear them on the other end of the phone go, what the fuck? I'm like, yeah, tell me, And then, of course, some people never asked, and some people did. And I wasn't going to lie to them. I said, here's what happened. I want you to know exactly what happened. Because if that little prick ever forms another band and he comes calling to you wanting to play in your bar, just remember that's the guy that ripped me for having cancer.
It's such a crazy story. Dude, I'm sorry you went through. I'm sorry you had to go through that. But listen, anybody listening or watching, if you guys want to buy a ticket for the drawing, they can still do it. Go to Recon Text; they have them.
Yep, Recon's got it, or you can go online and check out the Fast Break food truck and find out where they're setting up shop at. They move around from different locations, but Recon's at the same place all the time, 8th and Black. They've got tickets. Just go over and ask for Derek. And they'll sell you a ticket. Or if you're somebody that knows me, then you've got my phone number and you know where I'm at, and you can get a hold of me and buy a ticket directly from me too.
Unbelievable.
Or come to the Curve benefit on May 23rd.
I'm going to be there. I'm going to be through.
May 23rd, the big benefit at the Curve Inn.
Yep, Sunday afternoon from 2 to 8.
I'll be there.
We'll have live music by 3 different bands. We'll have Lady Luck, NCR, and The Get Down. So
NCR's
live music, auction, anything, like I said, anything you buy, food or drink wise, Curve is donating 20% back to the benefit.
I see Sean Balint is in the chat room. I just
hey, chicks.
Oh, there he is. Okay, yeah.
I didn't know if he could hear us or not. But I was saying, maybe
I was going to offer my services. I was going to offer my services to Juke Rocks. Can I do a gig in a chair the whole time?
Yeah, maybe they could bring in
With a laser.
Sean as their new singer.
No,
Like, I have back issues. Can I use the sofa?
If they do that song "Stroking," Sean could sing it.
Sean could
Will there be
demonstrate.
Can I sit in the
Will
chair?
there be enough bathroom breaks?
It's going to be one of those portable toilets. Because you can't go 4 hours without taking a crap.
Hey, I'll tell you, the last round of gigs I did, I sat in a bar stool or chair the whole time because my knees were so bad. I'm telling you, you can pull it off, Shawnee.
Especially with a porta potty.
Yeah. And if they do stroking,
you'd have to sit on a portable toilet. You could not go 4
Hey,
hours
everybody, welcome to
without taking a crap.
I'm telling you, if they do
I know we're 2
stroking,
songs
Sean,
in, but we're going to take a break.
yeah.
It don't work that way with the band gig, Sean.
No. Thank God I haven't heard a live band do stroking in the past 15 years.
When I start making love, I don't just make love, I've been stroking. That's what I've been doing.
I've been stroking. Yeah.
I'll stroke it to the east, and I'll stroke it to the west, and I'll stroke it to the woman that
I love the best. I've been stroking. Yeah.
Oh, dude, I was so cheesy that night. And I pointed to state cop when I did that line about the police shining a light on me. He just looked at me like I was the biggest dork he encountered in all of his years in law enforcement. And he was probably right.
Dave Grohl sat in the chair after he broke his leg. Axl Rose sat in the chair. Remember when he broke his leg? So who knows?
Oh man!
So John could make it on a portable, or Sean could make it on a portable toilet, no problem.
Mikey, it's been a pleasure talking to you, buddy.
You too, Ray, as always. I'm sorry I rambled on so long about this.
I just can't believe you shared that whole story. That is fucking crazy.
I know.
Unbelievable. My best to you, buddy.
Well, thank you, sir. I appreciate it. Like I said, it's a good day, and the sun's going to be shining, and I'm going to get outside, enjoy it, and then tomorrow's chemo, and I'm actually, not sitting here today dreading going to chemo tomorrow because I haven't been for a couple of weeks, and I'm feeling good. So it's not like I'm going into chemo feeling like dog crap already. So I'm ready to go and get it going again and try to get this monster beat. That's all I can do. So.
Well, you continue on ripping money off from everybody. Like I said.
Yeah.
God.
Yeah.
But listen,
I can't believe it. One of the most. It's really a shame. I mean, when he goes and walks into the hospital and walks out the back and goes to a concert, I mean, it's such a con. I mean, what are the other parts of this? What are the other parts of this ruse?
He's talking about.
Oh, I mean, he's obviously faking treatments, and
so you're saying Mikey's not going to chemo tomorrow?
Oh, absolutely not. It's all part of the absolute. I mean,
all part of the scam.
Where do people come up with this crap? He's even faking symptoms.
I'm going in. I tell you what,
faking the bills too.
I'm going in and having poison pumped into my body every 2
weeks.
But I'm doing it just to get people's attention because I really don't have cancer.
Unbelievable. It's just fucking, dude, it's crazy.
It's just nuts.
It was good to talk to you though, buddy.
You too, Ray.
Enjoy the day.
Johnny. TJ.
Hey,
love you, buddy.
I'll see you
later,
soon, brother.
Guys.
Good to talk to you, brother.
We'll see you later. Take care, guys.
Finally, buy my ticket.
Dude, I'm as red as my shirt right now. I'm that pissed.
That story was unbelievable.
Oh God, I want to go find this guy. Anybody got a lawyer and bail money?
And I had heard a little bit. I heard a little bit about the story, but I didn't hear all of it until today. That's fucking crazy.
To take it that far. I mean,
Yeah.
it's one thing to just kind of to Monday morning quarterback and say, you know what? I don't know if that thing is, being handled properly. I'm just a little busybody. I'm not going to worry about my own life. But to go that far and just destroy something.
When someone has
and the
cancer,
character assassination is crazy when someone's dealing with what he's dealing with.
Yes.
Right.
And they're raising money. I mean, he's got a death sentence. My little brother died of that cancer. I'm telling you. It's a death sentence. You don't know how long it is, but it is a death sentence. And hopefully Mikey will be, I pray he's one of the people that can somehow find a way to live a while with it. But it's a horrible cancer to get. And for someone to say what he was accused of is just outrageous. So, yeah. But I appreciate him calling in. That was fun. That was fun to talk to him.
The thought of Sean sitting on a porta pot while singing is actually pretty funny. Thank you, Mikey.
The acoustics would be. I could do like those Peter Frampton songs because of the acoustics. Baby, I love your way.
I think you have all right. So here's the band. We're gonna get Nick. Nick will play a rhythm guitar.
All right.
I want to get a bass player with a big afro and glasses.
Right.
Who sometimes wears a kilt. So we're gonna get him.
Okay, so here's the thing. I have an afro wig and a kilt. So I'll just play bass.
All right, so Nick will play bass. So then we'll get another rhythm guitarist who sometimes cross dresses.
Okay.
And then we'll get a young, good-looking lead guitarist. We'll get Mikey's kid Eric can drum.
All right.
And then they'll be on stage. And then we'll just put a porta potty up there. So when the band starts, Sean will walk on stage, okay, and wave to the crowd.
Right.
And then he'll open up the porta potty.
Right.
He'll open up the porta potty and walk inside.
When I start making love,
and then close the door.
I don't just make love, I be stroking. That's what I be doing. I be stroking.
So no one will see him. He'll just be inside the porta potty with the door closed, sitting down.
Hey, thanks for coming out to see us at Still Rocks.
Sitting down and singing. That will rock.
You don't need to add echo.
Yeah.
Right.
Sean would have it naturally.
He's got it right there. You know?
Yeah. Oh god damn.
Like
and then at the end of the set, the song ends, people going crazy, then the porta potty opens and Sean walks out of the porta potty and waves at the crowd.
And the whole place leaves because of the smell.
And then he just walks off stage until the next set. That's what you should. The Chamberlain Porta Potty Express or something.
I actually found the Breaking Curfew episode where Sean broke wind while starting a segment and his mic picked it up.
Good old Sean.
You know, what some people call break wind, I call jet propulsion.
Oh.
Good old Shawnee.
I thought about moving to the lost city of Atlantis and just moving along like an octopus.
I saw Sean saw the Zack Snyder cut this weekend, as did Nick. You guys both saw it. Now, I did ask Nick what he thought about it. Nick goes, well, I wasn't as thrilled as some people, which, by the way, I believe was a shot towards me because I was the
I wasn't
one
taking a shot at you. I think I just said I think I was oversold on it.
Oh no.
Yeah, he was over. Who was the one who was talking about how good it was?
You said it was
Thank
you basically
you.
cried.
I did. At the end of the movie,
I was like, all right, can we move this along?
At the end of the movie, I told you, I watched it. The 4 hours felt like 2. It flies by.
No, it didn't fly by.
I'm just telling you, for me, it did. And then after it was over, I just sat alone thinking about it, and I teared up.
Oh, finally, we have a shared experience. That's kind of like every day of my life. I sat alone and I teared up.
And maybe the reasons I teared up were other reasons. I certainly, it was not my intention to oversell you. I was just explaining
teared up. I sat
my
alone.
experience.
You were excited for how well you enjoyed the movie and you wanted people to experience it.
No, I was excited because, you know, I grew up on these characters. I've wanted to see them done correctly. And I know my age. I know my age, and I'm glad that I was alive when this was released, because literally they could have waited to release this. I could have been dead. You know what I mean? Or maybe they would have never released it. And, you know what I mean? I wouldn't have seen it. All that stuff hit me. It all hit me. And I just, you know, and
Did For Autumn hit a nerve for you?
Yeah, that was his daughter. I mean,
you know, you can't even imagine what it's like to lose a child to suicide and then to become involved in the creative process in Hollywood, you know, because all the budgets and careers and
by the way,
the thought of putting something together 4 years later seems pretty remote.
People talking about the aspect, it was because it was the IMAX cut. I mean, he filmed it for IMAX, and he just put, that's the cut that he put. It's 4:3. So there's the explanation. It was the IMAX cut that was released. No, I just thought it was a good movie. I certainly did not mean to oversell it.
Well, you know, Nick up on his ivory tower there, listening to you.
I'm sorry if I oversold it to you, Nick.
No, it's okay. It's okay. I mean, it was a good movie. It was entertaining. It entertained me, but it didn't do the same. It didn't do the same thing to me that Endgame did to me.
No, I loved Endgame. I thought Endgame was great. That was
Endgame got me at the heartstrings. This did not. This was just
there was no dying. I mean, Iron Man dies in Endgame. That's
right.
That feels like the end of something, and it was. You know, the end of Robert Downey Jr. is tough. You know what I mean? It's tough.
Yeah.
Because he was the guy that started the Marvel Universe. You actually felt something was coming to a close. And this didn't have anything like that.
Yeah, so and Iron Man, I think the nation has less preconceived notions. I mean, people who don't go to the comic book store have a very solid view of Batman. Not so much Iron Man. So he had some more creative liberties. I think Batman can't be, the constant cut up.
I got to tell you, the end of Batman Superman, when Superman dies, it was like, holy shit.
That blew.
I think I was affected when that happened.
I was with somebody at the time, and that was you know what? There's something about Cavill and Amy Adams where they are just magical. Other people, Reeve and Kidder, the new TV show, I see actors. The chemistry between those two, and like even something like going into the bathtub in his clothes, that seems over the top and cheesy when you look at it in the script. man, they make it work like magic. I mean, it's almost like a chick flick folded up within. A legit chick flick folded up within.
The only thing that got me, was
they are that good.
When the only thing that got me with this is he died, months before. He's been dead a while, Superman. And I'll bring this up, and Nick, I want to see if you noticed it too. Lois Lane's laying in bed. She goes through that nightstand. What was in the nightstand drawer?
Pregnancy test.
Okay. If the guy's been dead for months.
Exactly.
What the fuck do you need a pregnancy test for? What do you need a pregnancy test for? He's been gone for months. She had a pregnancy test. So I had some questions there going, what the hell? And I read interviews. I read interviews with Zack Snyder. Did you guys see any of this? Nick, do you know what I'm talking about?
No.
They asked Zack Snyder. And he said, well, the original plan, when we wrote it, we didn't know what was going to happen. We didn't know if we were ever going to get to make 2 or 3 when we did this. He goes, originally, though, we put that in there because there was a storyline where she's so despondent after Clark Kent dies that she starts hanging around Bruce Wayne. And they just have this shared sadness over Superman being dead. And that there was a night that got out of control and that she and Bruce Wayne had sex. And he said, so the pregnancy test was for checking to see if she was pregnant after having sex with Bruce Wayne. That was what he was doing.
Well, that makes sense then.
Yeah, that he said that was what the pregnancy test was about. But he goes, it's for if there would have been a future. That was something that Chris Terrio, the writer, and he had come up with. And then he said that she was going to be pregnant with a child, and that she and Superman were going to get married, because she's got the ring on and stuff. But she was going to already be pregnant, and so they're just going to have the baby. And in the third movie, he would realize that the baby is Bruce Wayne's, which is crazy. But that was what they were doing with that pregnancy test. Now, I didn't know any of that stuff when I saw the movie. I just was kind of weirded out by like, why in the hell is there a pregnancy test in the drawer? Which is,
once you go,
it would have been cool to, it would have been cool to see. So there you go. Which I thought was kind of interesting, but I thought it was a great movie, and I'm glad they didn't kill off Batman, because that would not,
Well, then you don't have a great movie without a great villain. And, even Steppenwolf, I mean, you didn't realize that the guy who provided the voice for Steppenwolf was good because, like I said, he was turned into a whammy from Press Your Luck in the first.
They did in the Joss Whedon movie. They didn't do anything. It was.
He's like a big gremlin. Like,
it's such a different movie. And that Russian family, oh my God! In that first movie, that Russian family is so annoying. Yeah. So no, I liked this version a lot better. A lot better. So, and Nick's not slamming it.
Snyder maybe goes that slow-mo well too many times.
He's just saying he felt like he was oversold. I'm saying Nick's not slamming the movie. He just says he felt like he was over.
Yeah. Well, maybe more than he should, but I'll take that over like Transformers. That Michael Bay kind of filming. Oh, well, the younger generation can adapt to super fast graphics and fights. I don't know what the hell's going on with two or three of those robots. Not that I like those movies, But you know, the way some of these new movies are shot, they're dark. You can't see what the hell's going on. Here, you're not missing out on, you know, you're seeing, you know, you see what's going on. I mean, even if it's slow down for a person like me.
The action in the last hour of this movie is fantastic. And by the way,
yeah, I thought the fight scenes were so much better.
Yeah. And I thought that Cyborg and the Flash were the two best parts of this movie. And those are the ones that he edited, that Whedon edited the most. So I just thought it was
yeah, I remember saying, I don't want to see that much Cyborg, and then I see it and like, okay, change of opinion, back to you.
Yeah. No, and I thought the epilogue was crazy too.
Yeah, you've
very
seen
oh my god, the dream thing, and then when he wakes up in the Martian Manhunter, that was freaking crazy. Oh, sorry.
Don't spoil it for me. Remember, I'm going to get the DVD from you to watch it when I'm on the road.
I'm just telling you, that was crazy. It was such a good movie.
I'm sorry. The conversation between Batman and the other guy was just way too long.
Well, by the way, you see now that I read it last night, that wasn't who the conversation was with. He cut it thinking Batman was going to have a conversation with somebody else.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Green Lantern.
I think that's what it should have been.
That's what it was. That's what it was. But Warner Brothers told him, you can't have Green Lantern be there. So he switched it. He wanted to get Ryan Reynolds. But they said no.
No, because they want John Stewart.
Yeah. So that's who it was supposed to. It was John Stewart, Green Lantern.
Yeah.
That's who we filmed it for. And he just said, you know, I'll just get whoever the Green Lantern, because they're going to have to be CGI anyway. So he switched it, which is crazy. Yeah. But I loved it. I thought it was great. Anyway, I have a ton of stories I got to get to, but I'll do them tomorrow. Because we're running late, as I just looked at the time, which is.
And you've got to work out, right?
No, I'm not working out today, but.
Oh, you're not? Okay.
No, I would have already been gone if I was working out today. So, but anyway,
and I'll be at home tomorrow.
Look at you.
So I
get 4-day fucking weekend.
You know, I've earned it.
TJ Minor wishes he was TJ Hart.
I have earned that 4 days. You listen to you.
By the way, you guys, I had a dream last night.
Oh no.
I had a dream last night that I was getting fired again. How crazy is that?
Ray, I'm going to need you to step into my office after the show.
Right.
It's crazy. Like, here was the dream. The dream was that I was getting fired by the same group of people again.
As the last time?
Yes. Like the Midwest family. But it wasn't Midwest family, but.
Wait, so they all went and took over another company and hired you back to fire you again? What the?
No, it was really weird. It was really weird. It was a strange dream. This strange dream. This guy, they call me in to do this thing. And I'm like, all right, yeah. So I go to do it. And then when I show up, this guy starts insulting me. And so I do that. And I don't usually do this, but I do the thing where, like the Fonz.
No.
Like you make you somehow put your hands towards someone's face and they sort of jump back. You know what I mean? The guy says, and I go, ugh, and the guy jumps back, and then he jumps back. I go, you know, like I'm too cool. I made him jump. You know what I mean?
Right.
And these people laugh. And then as I walk away, he fires me for embarrassing him.
Oh, so he fired you for being too cool.
Yeah, it was crazy. It was just, which, by the way, I would never do any of that.
Sugar bear, though.
Yeah, it was nuts. And the guy fires me. And so, meanwhile, after the guy fires me, I'm like, well, whatever. And as I'm walking out, this woman goes, who's like in this main, none of it looked like Midwest Family, but so this woman's in this main office, right? And she goes, well, this means I'm not gonna, on your workers, whatever, I'm not gonna, and she says something, right? So I'm going home after getting fired. And I'm talking to Nick, who, by the way, had nothing to do, who was not part of the show or anything. I don't even understand. So I'm saying, yeah, I got fired again. And he's like,
I love how I'm in your dreams.
yeah. And but Nick's telling me, but Nick's saying, you didn't even do a show. And I'm going, yeah, they fired me before I even got on the air. And then you go, what else happened? I said, well, as I was leaving, so-and-so said, on my employer or whatever page that I got and Nick goes, dude, that's code. That's code. And I go, what? And he tells me that what she was doing was giving me code. So he says, what is my username? And so I give it to him, and Nick's on the computer.
What the hell am I doing?
You're on, while I'm on the phone with you in my car after getting fired, I'm telling you my password. I don't know why I would call someone and just give him my password for my employee, whatever. I give it to you and you go, oh shit. And it's all right here. And you're explaining to me what she was trying to tell me. And I go, what? And you go, oh, you fucking got him now. You got him now. I mean, what do you mean I got him? And so you see something on the computer printout that the woman, I guess, feel bad for me because I was fired or whatever. So she somehow gave me access to something to see something I should not have seen. But Nick, you saw it. And I go,
hacker man.
And I go, oh shit, what is it? You go, check it as soon as you get home. And then I'm like, and the dream ends. It ends. It ends right there.
Oh, wow.
But I don't know. And by the way, Chris Murphy, who isn't even in Springfield anymore, Chris left town.
Did he?
Yeah, he's not even here.
He got drove out of town because everybody gave him so much grief for firing Ray.
No, he didn't.
Isn't he in Bloomington?
Chris didn't even fire me. No, Chris didn't fire me at all. He lives, but he's the guy who fires me this time. Which is, I know it's crazy. It was just the nuttiest dream.
Sounds like
crazy.
You're trying to make yourself the Batman of radio.
I don't know, dude. I don't know what I had no idea what the hell. I had no idea what the dream meant. None whatsoever. All I know is that Nick checks my password and sees something and then tells me as soon as I get home, I got to check it out. And look at me bring it up to Nick like somehow he knows what he saw. In my dream, I had no idea what it was. And by the way, the woman who gave me the code or whatever, I have no idea who she represents. She was very obese and very nice, very pleasant to me. After when I walked into the room to get fired, she was very pleasant to me. And then afterwards, she goes, make sure you blah, blah, blah. And she tells me to check whatever. And then, so she was obviously doing something nice for me. At least I think that's what Nick saw. So I don't know.
It was Sandy Ballint.
I'm telling you, it was the nuttiest fucking dream. And I think I was like 20 years younger too.
Well, of course you were.
It was a crazy fucking dream. I just thought I'd share it with you. So, Nick, you don't know what it was you saw? Any idea? I don't think
so. Wow.
Well, we should probably wrap it up. Listen, show's brought to you by our good friends at Recon Text. I want to thank them. In fact,
make sure you check out the Morning Disaster app on iPhone and Android. You'll find the app in Google Play and the iPhone App Store. The app is brought to you by Recon Text. It's time for you to get detail-oriented. They can clean your car inside and out, and consider this a tsunami warning. If you don't get a fresh coat of tsunami from Recon Text, your car is going to look old and tired. Call 670-1132, 670-1132, and schedule your detail today. Recon Text, 820 East Black Avenue, Springfield.
If you use business tech, chances are you have business tech questions.
It's after hours and my business network is down.
Call Rob.
Can cameras help me at work, and who can put them in?
Call Rob.
How much backup do I need for my business data?
Call Rob. Help, I'm stranded on a desert island. Okay, you need to call the Coast Guard. But for all of your business tech questions, call Rob. Rob Thomas at DTE Technologies. The audit is free and he will save you time and money. Call Rob at 408-0001.
When it comes to furniture, bedding, and flooring, if you turn to someone you don't know and trust, you could have a disaster on your hands. There's one place to go, Hendricks Home Furnishings. It's a short drive from Springfield, and they'll deliver to you. Either way, you'll find a kind of great service they provided since 1949. And you'll find top names like Lazy Boy, Sealy, Stearns & Foster, Congolium, Mohawk, and more. So come to Hendricks Home Furnishings, 217 North Springfield in Verdon.
When I start
that's going to wrap it up today.
I don't just make love, I be stroking.
We'll play a little bit of Sean Ballint stroking
I be stroking.
to end the show today.
Yeah.
I'll stroke it to the east, and I'll stroke
Thank you,
it
everyone,
to
for
the
tuning
west.
in. We're back
I'll stroke
tomorrow.
it to the woman that I love the best.
I've been stroking. We'll be back tomorrow with another show at 8 a.m. Until then, everyone, hopefully I'll fall back asleep and find out what Nick saw in my
I can't wait to find out.
Employee code or whatever the hell whatever he was looking at in my dream. I hope anyway.
He'll be the code to give everybody vaccinations and cause Trump to implode. Explosive.
Yeah. I hope. I want to thank Mikey for being on the show today. I thought he was great.
I found the 11 herbs and spices.
Yes.
I found the recipe.
It was secret as it was something secretive that Nick saw.
The Coke formula.
Which is crazy.
Coke classic.
I'll be back tomorrow at 8 a.m. though with another show. I want to thank everybody for listening, and I'll talk to you tomorrow. So long, everybody.
I'll stroke it to the east, and I'll stroke it to the west, and I'll stroke it to the woman that I love the best. I'll be stroking. Now let me ask you something. How long has it been since you made love?